welcome to episode 78 of the Barndoor restoration. Last episode I worked on the rear window panel. This episode, wall jig. So what does this do for me? Well, it's a wall jig. It's to ensure I have the correct profile when I assemble the walls. I basically need this in order to restore the wall panels. They're going to be built off the bus, assembled and put on as one unit. So the right wall panel, I'm not sure how much of that's coming apart, but definitely some of it. Enough that it will be floppy. So when I go to do that, I can set the parts in here. I can restore them, I can weld them together, I can weld the frame in. And as long as I ensure everything lays flat against these, I know it's correct and I know it'll fit. So it'd be incredibly difficult to do the wall panels off the bus without this. And it's quite difficult to do it on the bus. It's going to be much easier to do a wall assembly here and complete it. So that's why I need them. And when I do the left wall, I will build another section that'll bolt on here. I made this short so it'd be less awkward in the shop and it'll allow me to do the right wall and other parts like the engine lid, the rear window panel, and the cargo doors. Because it's got the correct profile, I can lay my cargo door in here, cut out the old panel, make a new one. I just have to ensure that it lays on that curve correctly. And then build new framing, spot weld it together. As long as everything stays laying against that curve, I know it's correct. And there's about like a 3 or 4 millimeter gap up here. And if I wanted to, I could put the rocker panel, the outer rocker panel for under the cargo doors in here and fit the door to it. But I can also just find out where that is and mark it and build my door to that. So this will be very nice for doing the doors. I don't think I need to pull any of this apart, but the door seal is still in here. So I might find when I take the door seal out that I'm going to have to disassemble this all out. And if I do, this jig will be very good for holding everything, making sure I have the correct curve. It'd be very easy to get too much curve, especially if I have to take this apart, too much or too little. And the same for the bottom. It's very easy to get the bottom of these doors too flat and they stick out too much. So having it so it sets in here in the jig, make that quite easy. Interestingly enough, this side of this cargo door fits perfectly in the jig. This side's not quite right. It's too straight right here and has too much curve here. Probably built that way. There's no damage anywhere that I can see. I'll probably leave it that way. Actually, what I'll probably do is bring the other cargo door, set them together and see how they match. Because if they match here, good enough. And this side needs to match the bus. So this center side really just needs to match the other door. So I made this wide only because I didn't want a full wall jig that'll do the left wall. In the shop all the time, it'd be awkward to work around. So I decided to make it this size, which is just right for doing the right side wall. And then I'd make an extension that'll bolt on so when I do my left wall. And this size also makes it nice for doing the rear window panel, the engine lid, cargo doors. I can set them on here and work with them. The ribs are 15 inches apart. And I kind of picked that because this outside width works really nice with the right wall. And I just split the other ribs in between. Now when doing parts on here, I can slide them back and forth so I can make sure this profile is correct throughout the panel. And if I'm working on different sections of it, I can slide them so that I have access. The plates, the top plate, this plane represents the bottom of the drip rail. So when the panel comes on here and the lip comes up, where it spot welds the bottom of the drip rail, that'd be correct. And I left it up 12 millimeters just so it would be the same as the lip on the top of the panels. The bottom plate, this plane here, represents the outside of the pinch weld on the bottom of the rocker panels. So when I build my panel and lay it in here with a lip down, that'll be in the correct spot, and I can actually clamp it on there. And to make these, I just used my pattern that I made off my 64 with a modified Barndoor belt line. And I rough cut them out, I clamped them together with the pattern, and then I ground them down, filed them, sanded them to get the profile, so they're all the same and they all match the pattern. And they match the cargo door nicely, so it's I know they're correct. Now I wouldn't have had to get quite so fancy with these. The main thing is not to have any high spots, because high spots will hold your panel up. If there's a few low spots, it's not going to hurt anything. So this will be really nice for doing the smaller panels and the right wall. And I'll make the extension when I do the left wall. Yeah, I will be making a modification. These end plates are too high. I'm going to make them 5 inches. That just gives me easier access, because when I'm reaching in, working the metal, hammer and dollying the metal, having it this wide is a little unnatural. So if it's only 5 inches, you can reach around it easily. But this will be kind of in the way, especially if I'm in a chair sitting here. So I'm going to cut these off, make them 5 inches, both sides. Now originally I was going to put runners across underneath, 2 of them. I keep it all square, because it's possible you can get this out of square. I haven't, because I figure as soon as I put them there, they'll be in the way when I go to work my metal. And because I use decent quality plywood and everything's cut square, it's held, screwed together, it's held pretty good. I mentioned about the plywood. I did start to use some scrap I had here, and you can probably tell it's not exactly straight. So poor quality plywood. You could probably make it work, but having a little bit better quality stuff, be nice and straight, and you don't have to worry about it. And it's 3/4 inch thick. You could probably get away with thinner stuff, but this is nice and solid, and I can move it around and not worry about it. The only thing you'd want to do when using it is to make sure that it is square, because it is flimsy enough to twist slightly. But when I use it, it'll be clamped down to the table, so it won't matter. So why am I building this now? Well, this window panel, which goes this way, had the belt line rotted off it across, which is quite common. So I have to weld a new one on, which I built. In the last episode I built this. And the issue I have is that I have to make sure that this is the correct height and it's rolled correctly. That I don't have it too far in, too far out. And that's not something that's easy to do. But with this, I can lay them in here, and I can ensure that when I weld them, they're perfect. This will lay in this top flange. We'll just clamp up to the top here. What I will do when I put this in, I'll cut a spacer that lays across here that gives me the correct depth. So the depth from the outside surface to where the face of this should be. So I'll put a spacer in there that can clamp down, clamp this down in spot. Then I can make sure that the pieces fit nice and straight, and then I can weld it. And what that'll do is I'll take the guesswork out of it and take a bit of the stress out of it. As I know if I have that all clamped in spot, it's good to go. I know that's perfect. I don't have to worry about that. Never have to worry about the shape, contour being wrong, because I've done it on this jig. So that's why I built it now, because I want to, it'll make this a lot better. Just the peace of mind knowing that this is going to be correct when I weld it all up is worth making the jig now. So that is what I've accomplished for this episode. This didn't take very long to build, which is a good thing, because with traveling and car parade and car show, I haven't had a lot of time. I did drawings of this. They will be, I haven't uploaded them yet, but they should be up when I do this video airs. So drawings will be uploaded to my GrabCAD, and there'll be a link in the description for my GrabCAD files. Now the drawings I did have these as 5 inches, and there's a PDF with those files, and if you print it 100%, you can tape the pages together and make a template for these ribs. Now, I find this is going to be incredibly useful for me, but even if you built one that only had 2 ribs, it would be good for restoring cargo doors or that sort of thing. Just having that profile where you can lay stuff in it. Anyway, that's it for this episode. And next episode, I'll get this finished. I'll get this media blasted, welded together, get that done. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thanks for the comments. I appreciate them, and thanks for watching.